And I'm gonna start by preparing our pot roast, which I cooked for somebody that I think is a very special human being, and that's Harry Connick Jr. His wife, Jill, they popped in the restaurant unexpectedly. And of course, they chose the buffet, and he just loved my pot roast. So what can I say? I'm gonna mix up now something that we're gonna rub our roast down with. I've put in a half a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of seasoning salt, and 1 teaspoon of house seasoning. That's got our salt, our pepper, and our garlic. And I'm just gonna mix that all together. And I'm just gonna kind of rub this into our meat. And then I'm gonna brown it off. But so anyway, he really appreciated the flavors of that pot roast. I remember you asked if I was going to your concert, and I said, you know, I never was able to take the time to get out and get tickets. And he said, well, you've got tickets now. We're gonna flip him over and rub the other side down real good. So I kind of refer to this now as like the Harry Connick Jr. pot roast. Now I've got our pot roast rubbed. I'm gonna add just a little olive oil to my pan because we're gonna sear this off and kind of sear the flavorings in there. While this pan continues to heat, y'all, I'm gonna chop up this onion. And then in the pot he goes. All right, so we're gonna brown this off. And over here, I've got our onions ready to go in the pot. I've got a few cloves of garlic, and I'm just gonna kind of bust those up, and they don't have to be too tiny. And then I'm gonna prepare the liquids that's gonna really make a wonderful sauce for our pot roast. So I'm gonna start with a can of cream of mushroom soup, about 1/4 of a cup of a little red wine, a couple of tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, a couple of teaspoons of beef bouillon granules, and then we're gonna be ready to just pour that over our pot roast when it's done browning. Here, and let's flip our roast. So there we go, look at that nice brown color. And ooh, because he looks about ready. All right, and I've got a few bay leaves here. So I'm just gonna throw our onion in with this roast, y'all, along with the garlic, and kind of let it kind of do its thing in the pot. All right, so let's move this on over here. And I'm just gonna roll those around with that olive oil that's got that chuck roast flavor in them. All right, so we're just gonna cut this off, pour that on top of our beef, throw in the bay leaves. Ooh. I'm gonna pour this on top of our roast, and this gravy is gonna be so good. Now I'm gonna add about 3/4 of a can of water because I don't wanna run short of gravy. Now we're just gonna cover that with tin foil. We're gonna put this in our oven at 350 for about 2.5 to 3 hours. I took the pot roast out of the oven. Look at this. Does that look delicious? Chuck roast has a lot of fat on it. You can see the grease sitting on top of this, and I really don't want all that grease. So I'm just gonna, you can't believe I said those words, can you? All right, so I'm just gonna skim that off. There we go. All right, he looks pretty good. Oh, gosh. And look how tender. Oh. So tender. All right, so I got our pot roast out, and I can see a few bay leaves, so I'm gonna take those off. Your gravy that comes off your pot roast, don't fret if it's real thick or if it's real thin. We can fix it no matter what. I'm just gonna add a little bit of hot water to mine to just thin it down a little bit. So I'm gonna start scooping out this gravy. Doesn't that look wonderful? All right, so look at that. To me, that's just like the perfect consistency for gravy. So I've just got to have me a little bite. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.